Martin Celebrity Roast, coming to you from the MGM Grand Hotel in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Ladies and gentlemen, from the beautiful Ziegfeld Room, tonight's star-studded roast has brought together some of the world's greatest entertainers. They've come from all over the world to be here tonight, here in Las Vegas in person.
Your Roastmaster, Dean Martin. And tonight's very special Man of the Week, Mr. Bobby Riggs.
In the past, we saluted some great athletes. So tonight we thought we'd salute Bobby Riggs for a change of pace. Bobby, for a 55-year-old man, you're in great shape unless you plan on living. It's too bad Bobby didn't win that match with Billie Jean King. It's just that Bobby ran out of wind too fast. I didn't think that was possible, Bobby running out of wind. It's like Nixon running out of excuses. As you know, Bobby played Billie Jean in the Houston Astrodome. It was the only place big enough to fit Bobby's head. Oh, what a character. Bobby's been known to play an entire game of tennis with a suitcase in one hand. He has to. When he loses, he has to get out of town fast. One time he actually played a tennis match wearing a dress. He lost the match, but on the way home he picked up 3 sailors. Tennis isn't the only thing he excelled in. In college, he was on the tug-of-war team. He was the third jerk from the end. Yeah, Bobby's made a lot of money in this business. When he was 15 years old, he won his first purse and bought a dress to match. It's a real pleasure now to have Vincent Price with us tonight, a man who's appeared in such great films as Dr. Goldfoot and The Bikini Machine and The Ghost in the Invisible Bikini. Those pictures were so bad, they removed his star from the sidewalk on Hollywood Boulevard. One of Hollywood's most popular actors, Mr. Vincent Price, ladies and gentlemen.
People have always told me that Bobby Riggs was a hustler, but I know for a fact that that is not so. Dean Martin himself told me that Bobby doesn't look like any hustler he knows, and he knows them all. And I'd also heard that Bobby was a male chauvinist pig. But in reality, he's very insecure when it comes to women. In fact, a few months ago, he confided to me that he was very fond of a certain girl, but he was too shy to approach her. And he asked me if I'd help him write a love letter. I told him I'd be more than happy to do so. But what we did was this. I wrote a first draft, and then Bobby took it and revised it slightly, giving it his own personal touch. Now, this is the first draft that I wrote, and this is Bobby's revised version. I hope Bobby won't mind if I read a few passages from them. In my version, I start off by saying, "Oh, sweet nymph of my thousand fantasies, have you ever felt a volcano of passion within your soul, erupting in a fiery flow of desire impossible to restrain?" In Bobby's version, he changed that passage slightly so that it reads, "Hey, hot lips, do you fool around?"
Ladies and gentlemen, a real Hall of Famer, Mr. Leo DeRocher.
Thanks, Dean. As for you, Riggs, get a load. Get a load of this guy. Now, what's next, Riggs? Boxing, maybe? You're going to get in the ring and punch the hell out of Hermione Gingold? Maybe you could be the new White Hope against Alan Rodney Rippey. How about track, Bobby? How'd you like to go up against Lassie in a 40-yard dash to a bowl of Alpo? Hey, why did you wrestle Tony Fields? At least you know you can't get hurt falling on flab. Listen, I've had it with you, Riggs. I'm telling you for the last time, get yourself in gear and shape up. Because the next time I tell you, I won't be such a nice guy.
She belongs on the wide world of talent. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of the South, Miss Lynn Anderson.
Thank you, Dean. The women's lib movement keeps saying that Bobby Riggs is some kind of a pig. They can't fool me, Bobby. I'm a country girl, and I know an old goat when I see one. Bobby is a real friendly little critter. Now, just before the show, he dropped by everybody's dressing room just to say hello. Now, as he dropped by my dressing room, I happened to be rehearsing a song into this little tape recorder, and I thought that I'd leave it running just to have a little memento of Bobby's visit to me. I thought that you might like to hear just exactly what went on.
Come in. Why, Mr. Riggs, how nice to see you. What can I do for you? Mr. Riggs? Why are you locking the door? Mr. Riggs! Mr. Riggs! Mr. Riggs! Ow! Oh, Mr. Riggs, how cute.
Listen, thanks again, Bobby, for showing me your little pet mouse. That was awful.
We're very happy tonight to have Wayne Newton with us. A great singer of song, Mr. Wayne Newton.
Thank you very much. And Dean, I really can't tell you what a great thrill it is to be doing your show tonight. And contrary to what you might think, Dean is really a great guy. He's really the kind of guy that would give you the floor off his back. And Dean, don't worry, I'm going to call you tomorrow and tell you what a great time you had tonight. And you don't know what a thrill it is for me personally to see Mr. Leo DeRocha sitting over there. I'm a great fan, by the way, and he really has done great things, ladies and gentlemen, for baseball. He left it. And now to our guest of honor. What do you say? What do you really say about a guy who runs around in short pants and a Buster Brown haircut and likes to call himself Bobby? Bobby, during World War II, I happen to know that an Italian girl hid you out in her basement for 9 months in Cleveland. Billie Jean King did want to be here tonight, Robert, but she couldn't make it, and she did send a telegram, and it started out, "Dear Pig." And then it gets insulting from there, so I think we should really read it. And Bobby, I want you to know that all the men in this country, all of us on this dais in this country, we want to thank you for helping us put down woman's lib. We needed you like Christine Jorgensen needs a...
Ladies and gentlemen, a great athlete and a funny man, Mr. Alex Garrett.
Bobby, all of us He-Men really appreciate what you've done for us. Those of us who are legitimate athletes, we play for the love of the game, Bobby. You play for greed, is what you play for, Bobby. I know Bobby did what he could to prepare himself for the fiasco in the Astrodome against Billie Jean. I know that for a fact that he gave up 6 months of his love life prior to the match. I don't know whether it was the talking half or the dreaming half. I'll give you credit, though, Bobby. You built the match up as a terrific thing. Really great. That was great of you, Bobby. But what you promised and what you did, let's put it this way. You ever think about trying politics, Bobby? I understand Bobby doesn't go to football games anymore. You don't, do you? You don't go to football games anymore. You think that the guys in the huddle are talking about you. Well, let me tell you something. I know some of those guys, and they are. They are talking. Bobby, I've kidded you for quite a bit tonight, and I know that you're pretty sensitive these days. And matter of fact, Dean just wrote me a little note. He said that he wants to know if I would been running around town telling everyone in Hollywood that you're a sissy. Well, I can honestly say I did, and I don't know how in the hell they found out.
Bobby, we've got a surprise for you. Now, who do you think we flew out to be on this dais tonight? One of your old classmates from high school, a man you haven't seen in 30 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a warm welcome for Mr. Don Rice.
Thank you. The dean just told you I went to high school with Bobby Riggs, the Archie Bunker of tennis. Bobby gave the valedictorian speech to the graduating class, and I remember we were all so thrilled when he explained how a royal flush beats an inside straight. And Bobby, in school, his first love was tennis, and his family were poor, and for 2 years he played tennis without a racket. Every day I had to string his fingers together. And I remember his first tennis teacher was a woman. Come to think of it, the last one to teach him a lesson. After he got out of high school, he became a tennis hustler. He played one match wearing a trench coat and carrying a pail of water. Another match he played with his hand tied behind his back, and he played Billie Jean King with his foot in his mouth. But Bobby has shown the world that age is no barrier to tennis. It just keeps you from winning. Your old classmates still think you're the greatest tennis player in the world. But then what's 200 opinions against millions?
Ladies and gentlemen, an athlete and an equally talented actor, Mr. Chuck Connor.
Thank you very much, Dean. And ladies and gentlemen, the jokes are almost over, and I've been asked to inject a note of sobriety here and a little serious thing, which is a rare change of pace for the Dean Martin show. Now, a lot of people have wondered how Billie Jean King managed to beat Bobby Riggs so easily in their famous match at the Astrodome. A lot of tennis experts have suggested various reasons. Some say it's because, basically, her strokes were sounder than Bobby's. Some say it's because Bobby's reflexes aren't as good as they used to be. And others say it's because Billie Jean's net game was Stronger than Bobby expected. Now, I happen to know that none of these reasons is the real reason. There's only one reason that Bobby lost to Billie Jean King. He was pregnant. Sure, why do you think he played the whole first set with his jacket on? He was trying to hide the bulge. I remember the third set, he sat down. It wasn't because he had a sore wrist. It was because he had morning sickness. Now, I know it seems strange that a man who takes so many pills would forget the one pill that would have prevented the whole damn thing.
If you saw the match between Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King on television, I'm sure you remember the lovely young lady with the big mouth who sat beside Howard Cosell and helped with the commentary. I'm talking about the very fine tennis player, Rosemary Cosell. She kept needling Bobby all through the match, and I do mean needling. In fact, by the time the match was over, Bobby wasn't sweating, he was leaking. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rosemary Cosell.
Thank you, Dean. About what Chuck Connors was saying, I don't know whether Bobby was pregnant or not, but I just want to say one thing. If he is, you can be sure it's not Rosemary's baby. As Dean told you, I was one of the TV commentators for the Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean match. Being a woman, naturally, I was rooting for Billie Jean. And I guess I let it show a little bit. And because of this, some people got the idea that I had something against Bobby personally. Some even thought that I disliked him. Nothing could be further from the truth, I assure you. I have only the greatest respect, admiration, and affection for this four-eyed little punk. When Bobby won the Wimbledon Championship 35 years ago, all the tennis experts said they'd never seen a player so full of competitive spirit. And even today at 55, Bobby is still full of it. In fact, I believe that Bobby might even have beaten Billie Jean, were it not for two forces in his life over which he had no control: senility and irregularity.
You may all be wondering what Jack Carter's doing here tonight.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you. Last week I saw a sign that said, "Hire the handicapped." A great funny man, Mr. Jack Carter.
Thank you. I would have been all right until Rosie Cosell's got my speech. But it's great to be here, and I'm so glad you invited this mini munchkin over here. Look at this recycled Mickey Rooney sitting here. Bobby Riggs, I never saw it in person. And I love tennis. I always thought mixed doubles meant wife swapping. Dean doesn't know much about tennis. We play golf a lot, and one day we're on a golf course, we passed by some bushes, and he heard a yell, "Love 40." He thought it was an orgy. But he's learning now. I saw him in a bar the other night talking to a couple of pros. Bobby Riggs. Is he beautiful? Look, I never knew you built so cute. That's adorable. He's got the body of an Olympic champion, really. Kathy Rigby. Look at this mangled gnome we have over here. Look at him with the eyeglasses and that stringy hair and that stupid little body. Looks like a nearsighted Johnny Mop I threw away. But I I shouldn't pick on Bobby. Why do I pick on him? Why? Because I hate his guts. I hate him. He disappointed me. He's a Wimbledon champion, a Davis Cup champion, U.S. Singles Open champion, and he went to Houston and made an Astrodome of himself. Showed him, didn't she, Billie Jean? On television before 40 million people, she beat the pants off him. Luckily, with his wrinkled body, nobody even looked. But Dean has gone to so much trouble, really, tonight to invite a lot of stars here to be for you, Bobby. He asked Frank Sinatra and Pancho Gonzalez to be here, but they couldn't make it. Sinatra said he didn't know you, and Pancho said he did. And Wayne Newton, another one of my former idols. Yes, I never forgot his mommy and daddy back in Oklahoma. No matter how big he gets, horse ranches, he's got money, he's got a yacht in Las Vegas. Never forgets his mama. He always sends her a big package every week. And his mother washes it, irons it, sends it right back. Good boy. And Leo DeRocha, the mouth that roared, is here. The angry man. He makes Don Rickles sound like somebody from the Walton family. I didn't know, but Leo's a tennis fan and told me that Bobby is top-seeded. I didn't know you were top-seeded. I knew you were fertilized and already potted. I knew that. Yes, sir. He's always potted, always stoned. Every night he's out in the bar drinking with broads. Got Sandra Giles on one arm, another stale broad on the other. And he sits there boozing, drinking, hollering. But he always conserves his energy. You never see this creep pick up a check. It's really a great thrill to be here. And Bobby's not finished in tennis. He was just challenged by Toady Fields. That's right, Toadie's going to play him on national television. And wait till you see Toady running around with that little behind and her little white fat legs. When she reaches for a shot and rips those bloomers, boy, America's going to see the wide, wide world of sports. I'll tell you that.
Ladies and gentlemen, lots been said tonight about Bobby Riggs, pro and con. And now the con man gets back at pros. Here he is, our man of the week, Mr. Bobby Riggs.
Thank you, Dane. I'd like to say this is a great honor, but it isn't. I've been a friend of Dean's for 15 years, and I wouldn't swap 1 year of it. But just make me an offer for the whole 15 and see what happens. And Wayne Newton, you're really cute. Last time I saw you in Vegas, you really had me laughing. Unfortunately, you were singing at the time. Paris. You got bigger laughs when you played with the Detroit Lions than you did tonight. What a thrill to have Jack Carter here. Jack's a comedian who started at the bottom, and it's only his talent that has kept him there. And Vincent Price, what an honor to have the star of such great films as The Eggplant That Devoured South Philadelphia. That picture made him what he is today, a has-been. I'm glad Leo's Rocher show tonight. I must say, Leo and I have something in common. We both did equally well at the Astrodome. I'm glad Rosemary Casals is here. Rosemary and I started as hustlers together. I worked tennis courts, and she worked the bars. One more thing. I'd challenge Rosemary to a tennis match, but I only play women.
I'd like to thank my guests for being here tonight, and I especially want to thank Mr. Bobby Riggs. He's really a great tennis player, but he's getting a little old. In his last match, he played brilliantly, but he dropped a set, his uppers and lowers. Good night, everybody. I'm on my way home, Catherine. Now warm up the hot chocolate.